The first thing, of course, is a little bit of explanation as to what has happened with President Trump. So, for those who have been maybe living under a rock for the last 6 months, Donald Trump has been indicted and arrested twice now. This year in 2023, the first time former President Trump was indicted was based on the hush money case to adult film actress Stormy Daniels and the alleged illegality of those payments and the commingling of funds and whatnot. That is a court the date for that court case is set for, I believe, March of 2024, which is about a year after his indictment and arrest became public. This is a case that is in the state of New York versus the one that we are going to be talking about today, which is a federal case. So this case is in regards to the raiding, if you want to call it that, of Mar-a-Lago, which is Trump's, golf course / home / whatever else you want to call it, headquarters, I guess. He had, it's not even, I guess, alleged at this point, but he had stolen documents, and, this is where the trial will go about the intent, which is why this is illegal. I'll loop back to that. But the intent to basically take documents, take things that are supposed to be public record, be under the Presidential Records Act, that should be held within the Library of Congress or another, presidential library. Basically, records that were classified, highly classified, top secret, etc. And just more normal stuff, but they're still considered classified and should be returned. These documents were obtained by the FBI, as I alluded to, through a raid, as you guys all recall. I believe it was in November of last year, right after the election, the midterm election, I want to say, if I'm correct. But it was right around that time. But this is the first time in the history of the United States that a former president is being federally charged with a crime like this. It is something that we should take very seriously, and I'll come back again, as I alluded to with the intent piece here. I'll come back to why it's unprecedented, and the comparisons, as you will see when we look at the right wing reactions to this, are, oh, what about Biden? What about Hunter Biden? What about Hillary Clinton? What about Bill Clinton? What about Obama? Obama, as Trump would put it. And they're not equal. And the thing is I know people don't like hearing this from a progressive or, a Democrat, but because I feel pretty confident about this, but if Joe Biden committed a crime, he should be charged and have the same due process as Trump. Because Trump is having a due process because he's gone through a federal grand jury. They suggested these charges, and he will have a trial. Now, the trial, I don't believe, has been set unless things have changed in the last day or two. But we will see as things evolve. Let's just take it, if it was a year out from the arrest, it will be in June of 2024. So these things are all starting to line up with 2024's election, specifically the primary election. And that's why maybe that's not why we see many more people jumping into the Republican primary, but it is definitely a factor in people considering it. So here's an article from Vox, explaining what the indictment is. So I will zoom in for those watching or viewing online. Here we go. Special Counsel Jack Smith, which is the most generic possible name that you could get, but it works, I suppose. His indictment of former President Donald Trump in the classified documents case investigation was unsealed Friday, and it is detailed and damning. The indictment alleges that while out of office, that's a key part, Trump deliberately kept many documents involving military, nuclear, and intelligence secrets. It makes the case that he knew full well some of the information was classified. Down here we go. Overall, Smith's team has charged Trump with 37 counts, accusing him of unauthorized retention of defense information, conspiring to obstruct justice, withholding government documents, scheming to conceal information from a grand jury, and causing false statements to be made to the government. 31 of them, I believe. It doesn't say, let me see if it says it in this so I can make sure I'm exactly correct. But I believe it's 31. Let me see if I can control F it. 31. Smith filed separate charges against Trump for unauthorized retention of each of 31 documents. Well, never mind. That's not it. Yeah, so it doesn't say it exactly, but I believe these are under the Espionage Act, which I think 31 of them are specifically tied to that. Let me see if I can find that in here. Nope. One way or the other, you'll have to take my word for it or Google the specific 31. But these are serious charges, and I was watching I was watching many of the reactions over the last couple of days, but specifically, I was watching a lot of right-wing reactions, a lot of alternative media reactions, and I watched CNN the other day. I believe it was yesterday. I guess he was only arrested yesterday, right? So, but we've known this over the last couple of days. So, the one reaction that I saw that was very, very telling. Well, also I should note that Trump's lawyers quit. So 2 of Trump's lawyers quit on Friday after the indictment was revealed. But immediately after watching this, once all the indictment charges were laid out last night, a legal analyst and a legal expert, one that I believe was formerly working with Trump or somehow around the Trump apparatus, noted that none of the lawyers want to touch this with a 10-foot pole, like they're the Grinch, and it's because it's such a straightforward and such a deep level of evidence-based case. Because Trump is on record. He has been recorded by, I believe it's Mark Meadows, who is his former chief of staff. Again, I have brain fog right now, so double check that. But I believe it's Mark Meadows, his former chief of staff, who was writing a book about his time in the White House. They have the authors of that, because people don't actually write for some reason, all these people don't write their actual autobiographies. They have ghostwriters. So the ghostwriters have this record of Trump saying basically, oh, you can't look at this document. You're not supposed to see this. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to see this. But here they are, basically. And CNN obtained that as well. All of this is just compounding evidence as to the guilt or the potential guilt of Trump with this case.